The smell of oil and rust hit my chest before the guilt did, and I remember thinking how strange it was that an ordinary garage could feel like the edge of a life-changing cliff. I had only come to help for an hour, just a favor for a friend's family, but as the afternoon light slipped through the dusty windows and settled on old tools and forgotten memories, I sensed that something far bigger than a broken engine was about to be repaired, or shattered, inside me. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet moments that change lives forever, take a second right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, The Kindness Chronicles. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them most. I had known my friend since childhood, the kind of friendship built on scraped knees, borrowed pens, and silent understanding. When he asked if I could stop by his house to help his mother clean out the garage, I didn't hesitate. His father had passed away years earlier, and the garage had become a storage space for grief, boxes no one wanted to open, tools no one wanted to touch, memories layered thick like dust. My friend worked double shifts and couldn't be there, and I figured lending a hand was the least I could do. What I didn't expect was how much that place would pull me into a story I wasn't ready for. The garage felt frozen in time. Old shelves sagged under the weight of forgotten projects, and the floor carried stains from decades of effort and failure. His mother moved slowly, not because she was weak, but because every step seemed to carry the weight of memory. She wasn't the distant, unapproachable adult I had imagined growing up. She was human in a way I had never allowed myself to see, tired eyes, hands rough from years of work, and a quiet strength that hummed beneath the surface. As we worked side by side, lifting boxes and sorting through old metal parts, silence stretched between us, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It felt like respect. I struggled more than I expected. Not with the physical labor, but with my thoughts. Life hadn't been kind to me lately. I was drifting through my days, unsure of my purpose, carrying disappointments I didn't know how to release. Helping in that garage became more than a task, it became a mirror. Each object we moved felt like a question about what I was holding onto in my own life and what I was too afraid to let go. Sweat mixed with dust, and by the time the sun dipped lower, my arms ached and my heart felt exposed. As the hours passed, something softened between us. Without words, we shared the labor of remembering and rebuilding. I noticed how she paused over certain items, how her shoulders tightened, then relaxed as she placed them gently into keep or discard piles. There was dignity in her movements, a quiet resilience shaped by loss. I realized how rarely people see the full weight carried by someone else's parent, how easily we reduce them to a role instead of recognizing their loneliness, their courage, their unmet need for connection. Near the end of the day, when the garage finally began to look like a place that could breathe again, the air changed. The work slowed. The silence deepened. I felt a nervous energy, not romantic in a careless sense, but emotional in a way that scared me. I was aware of my own vulnerability, of how close we stood, of how life sometimes brings two wounded souls into the same space without warning. When she turned toward me, there was a softness in her expression that caught me off guard, not flirtation, but honesty. What followed wasn't a sudden act, but a moment heavy with choice, responsibility, and the fragile line between kindness and complication. I won't pretend it was easy. Inside me, alarms rang. About loyalty to my friend, about boundaries, about the risk of misinterpreting comfort as invitation. But there was also a deeper understanding forming, one that spoke of human connection, of two people standing in the aftermath of their own struggles. The question she asked wasn't really about a kiss. It was about whether I saw her, whether I acknowledged the part of her that still felt alive, still capable of warmth, still deserving of tenderness after years of quiet endurance. I didn't act impulsively. Instead, I chose care. I chose respect. I chose to answer not with my lips, but with my presence, my honesty, and my restraint. That choice changed everything. The tension eased, replaced by something calmer and more meaningful. We finished cleaning in silence again, but this time it was lighter, as if the garage, and something inside both of us, had been gently set right. When I left that evening, the sky was painted in deep oranges and blues, and I felt different. Not triumphant, not regretful, but grounded. I understood that kindness isn't always about grand gestures or crossing lines, sometimes it's about knowing where not to step. I realized that helping someone doesn't mean taking something from them or giving in to every emotional pull. Sometimes, the greatest kindness is honoring boundaries while still offering compassion. That day stayed with me. It taught me that life's most powerful moments often arrive quietly, disguised as favors and ordinary chores. It reminded me that everyone carries unseen stories, and that respect can be just as healing as affection. My friendship remained intact. Her dignity remained untouched. And I walked away with a deeper sense of who I wanted to be. If this story touched your heart, if it made you pause and reflect on the choices that shape who we become, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who believes in compassion, and subscribe to The Kindness Chronicles. Your engagement keeps these stories alive and reaching those who need them most. Before you go, I have one special request. Please comment the line, "Kindness is knowing when to hold back," if this story stayed with you. Your words help build a community.